my first time driving under a tunnel. I've always wanted to do this, so let's go. And now we're on to the back roads. You're right, everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's currently rush hour, it's like 3:10, and I'm going to be driving to a farm, so I'm going to take you guys all along. So I've had a look at the route, and it looks like we're going to be going on the motorway, and also it looks like we're going to be driving through some tunnels and on some country roads as well. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy. And it's another hot day today. I'm filming this the day after I went to that car show, so check that video out if you've not seen it yet. It's a pretty fun video to make. But even just walking around that car show for like an hour or two yesterday, I've actually gotten so sunburned, like especially around my neck as well. Like when I take my t-shirt off, I look like a squashy. And it is rush hour, so as expected, the motorway's a lot more busy than it was yesterday. So even just joining on the motorway there was kind of difficult. I mean, it's still not too big of a deal, but just got to be a bit more careful. Well, yeah, this is my first time on the motorway during rush hour, guys, so it should be interesting. Stick it into fourth. I'm going to make an effort to get like the best MPG possible this time round, because I calculated my MPG in a short video, but it's low-key like quite a bit lower than I was expecting, so I'm going to try and be a bit more fuel conscious. I'm just going to hang in the left lane for now. There's a couple cars coming past, then we might go for the overtake. Yeah, let's do it. Get back into the left. So yeah, first overtake of the day there. It's so fun driving an Aygo on the motorway because you really feel like you're using all the power that the car has. So in that video where I went to the car show, I was talking about how I was trying to fix the hazard light, but the one that I'd ordered had the wrong fitting. And I said that I'd ordered a new one with the right fitting. So yesterday, right, I got the new one. I went to fit the new one that I'd bought, and it was the same wrong fitting. Even though we confirmed on the pictures on Amazon it was the right fitting, it got here and it was just completely wrong. So I've had to send that one back again, and we've ordered another one which is coming on Wednesday. It's Monday today, so hopefully third time lucky, but time will tell. I think that's something that's pretty easy to get caught out on a motorway, is when the left lane becomes like an exiting lane and you have to move over if you want to stay on. I'm by no means a motorway veteran yet, but I still definitely get confused by that sometimes. And speaking of which, we'll get over into the left lane because it looks like this is going to become the exit lane. I'm still looking at Waze that tells me what lanes to be in, because if I was a new driver and I had to rely on like maps and stuff, I don't know if I could have done it, I'm not gonna lie. Respect to all you guys that learn to drive using like actual navigation and not, you know, relying on phones, because I definitely don't think I could have done it myself. Looks like we've got a tunnel here. This is my first time driving under a tunnel. I've always wanted to do this, so let's go. Whoa. Why is my GPS telling me that I'm going 50 when I'm just not? I guess it's because I'm under a tunnel. Didn't think of that. Now it's telling me I'm going 0. And we've got another tunnel here. That was so sick. I've always wanted to do that. love driving on roads like this. I said it in my cat and fiddle video where I drove on a lot of roads like this, but driving in like more rural areas is just so nice. The roads feel a lot wider, you know, the speed limits are a bit more lenient. This is a 50. Like, there's plenty of roads which are not too dissimilar from this around where I live, and they're like 30 speed limits at max, so yeah, it's nice driving around here. Speaking of nice, did you guys see that Rolls Royce that was like behind me that whole time? Just saw that 30 sign, so we're going to be careful around here. Do not want to be getting any points. I guess that could be today's question. What was the first fine that you guys got as a new driver? Or if you've not had a fine, then let us know as well. But my first fine was probably about a month or two after I passed, and I went into a bus gate and got struck with I think it was a £30 fine. So yeah, this is a bit of a weird road. You never think this is 2 lanes. It's like an optical illusion. And now we're onto the back roads, national speed limit. Looks like we're stuck behind a cyclist. You know what? Respect to this guy for biking on a day like today, because it is too hot. I'm sat in a car with the aircon blasting, I'm even too hot, so yeah. Respect to that guy. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think I've rode a bike in like over 10 years. I mean, thankfully it's like the one thing that, you know, you'll never forget how to do. Does anyone know, like, why is it that you can't forget how to ride a bike? Because, you know, for example, if you didn't drive a car for 10 years, I'm pretty sure you'd forget. Like, I forget how to drive after like a week of not driving. I wonder why riding a bike is like the one exception to the rule. And languages are another good example of that. So I learned Spanish from being about 5 until being 18 when I finished college. So like 13 years straight pretty much in school of learning Spanish. And, you know, I was pretty good at it. I got an A-star in my A-levels, you know, not to flex. And I could speak it pretty well. I was pretty confident. Like when I went to Mexico when I was like 16, you know, I was speaking Spanish like the whole time. But since I finished college, I've just not spoke Spanish one bit. And I've like completely forgotten how to say anything. All right, guys, we're nearly there. We're 1 minute away. All right, guys, we're done, and we're gonna head back. I might talk a bit more about languages here. So for the past like almost 3 years now, I've been studying Japanese, and it's been like a really crazy journey, because obviously Japanese is like lauded as one of the hardest languages to learn, right? But I've always had an interest in Japan. I don't know if I've mentioned this on my channel before, but I did karate for like 10 years when I was younger. So yeah, about 3 years ago, I thought, why not try learning the language? Because I've always wanted to go there. And I thought if I were to go there, you know, it would be nice to speak in Japanese. And obviously it's really difficult to learn because it's completely different to English. But I've enjoyed learning it so much that it's never felt like, you know, a struggle. As you guys know, if you've seen the channel before, I do like anime. And I learned a lot through, you know, just watching Japanese shows and anime. And yeah, it's just been really fun to learn. And since then, I've been to Japan twice on solo trips and managed to get around with only Japanese. I've made a lot of friends through it as well. And yeah, it's been nice. So I definitely recommend learning a second language to anyone out there who's thinking about it. Skid risk sign, 10 miles an hour on a national speed limit road. I think I'll take my chances. I've learned since last time that you don't legally have to follow them signs, they're just a recommendation. So yeah, I'm not going to be going 10 miles an hour down here. Anyone watching this speak another language or multiple languages? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'd love to hear about it because language learning is one of my main passions. Right, we're back onto the 50 road here. You guys been watching the World Cup? To be honest, I've not really been watching the whole World Cup, mainly because all the games are on so late. But I've been keeping up with England. But yeah, it's good that we're in the semis. We've got Argentina next, which should be a good game. I think that game would have already happened by now, by the time that I've uploaded this video, so. Why is it so chill driving through a tunnel? I feel like I'm in a movie or something. Back in work tomorrow. I've had 4 days off in a row, and back in tomorrow. And then I'm actually off again the day after, because I've got that interview. So I've got my interview in 2 days, and I'm feeling kind of confident, and looks like we'll be joining the motorway and we'll be on the straight and narrow back home. Should we go for the overtake here? Why not? I think we're on here for a little while, so. Were they like traffic lights on a slip road? Honestly, gotta say, I've never seen lights like that before. Let me know in the comments. But I've gotta say, I've been on motorways quite a few times now in the Aygo, and I've been nothing but impressed so far. It really doesn't struggle on motorways. Yes, it's a pretty comfortable drive, gotta say. Blocked lane, apparently. It's not what we need. It's not what you want, guys. Chock-a-block traffic on... Is this a slip road? I guess it technically is. There's them lights again. What are those lights, guys? I mean, it doesn't look like they're on at the minute, but is there even anything we can do here other than just crawl along? I guess not. I mean, we've kind of picked up a bit of pace. I said it in my last rush hour video that I'd never come out during rush hour again. I should have listened to my former self. Right, this time, I vow that I will never be coming out during rush hour unless I absolutely have to. Also, my camera's not got too much battery, so I'm gonna do the outro now and then just whack it at the end of the video if my camera runs out. But thank you all for watching today. Hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already. And I will catch you in the next one.